We're live. We are live. And we are here at BISCO, and we're going to do our second live video. And today we will be talking about etchable ceramics. Here I have Chase with me. Chase, say hello to the camera.
Hello.
Turn it around so people can see you. There you go. Chase is a wonderful cameraman. I also have Mark with me. They're going to be helping me today. So it's a beautiful day here in Chicago, and we're going to start with what's always is first. We're going to crack this puppy open. This is Goose Island 312 Urban Wheat Ale, our very own Chicago brewery. And we're going to pour this in this beautiful day here in Chicago. And we're gonna start our live video. How many people are connected, Chase?
5.
5 people. Oh my God, we have a crowd. Everybody says hello, please. Anybody? Who's saying hello, Mark?
The goose.
The goose. They're looking for the goose. Oh, here we go. How you doing, Paul?
Good.
Absolutely. We got people leaving the building. They don't want to be around here when I drink because I get, you know, a little tipsy. So, cheers to you all. How many people? 5. Jeez, is it going to get any better? Well, hopefully. Okay, Chase, don't put the camera in my face. Don't do that, Chase. Don't do that. It's not pleasant. Go away. All right, listen, guys. What's interesting about bonding to etchable ceramics, and why do I decide to make this video? It's because I get a lot of questions. There is a little bit of confusion regarding bonding protocol to this surface. So we're going to clear some of the confusion and basically just talk about what I consider is a very solid protocol. So I'm gonna start walking that way. And Chase, make sure you don't fall because the sidewalk is right behind you. It's right behind you. How many people connected, Chase? Come on.
9.
9 people. Here we go. So when we talk, look, come on guys, this way, to your left. Awesome. Now, when you talk about bonding to etchable ceramics, you have to think about using hydrofluoric acid etch.
Oh no.
Using hydrofluoric acid etch, this is great. This is the kind of thing we love that happens. Oh my God. Chase, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Okay, Chase doesn't know what he's doing. Just grab the camera.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So, here we go again. Chase, just hold it with your hand. You can do it. Can you handle the camera, Chase? All right. So.
Shut off. Okay, keep
Keep
going.
on. Is it on? Are people laughing at our mistakes?
It's 13 people.
Oh. So when you think about bonding to etchable ceramics, you have to think about hydrofluoric acid etch. Hydrofluoric acid etch is needed in order to achieve this rough surface. A rough surface is always needed in order to bond properly. And then, what do you apply to that etched surface or to the rough surface? Well, we're going to discuss that today. So, there are 2 types of ceramics that you can etch with hydrofluoric acid. The first one is feldspathic porcelain. It's been around for a long, long time. And a lot of the clinical research that has been done, you know, the evidence-based clinical research and the assessment of clinical performance has been done on this type of material. How to properly bond to it, okay? And basically, the treatment that you do on feldspathic porcelain is going to be the same or very, very similar to that you do on a surface called lithium disilicate, widely known as Emax. Although nowadays you have way more different types of lithium disilicate because other companies are manufacturing, but still the treatment is still the same, remains the same, or very, very, very similar. So etchable ceramics, like I said, feldspathic porcelain and lithium disilicate can be treated in order to generate retention with hydrofluoric acid. All right, so let's talk about feldspathic porcelain. What do you do on that surface? You're going to etch feldspathic porcelain with hydrofluoric acid, and depending on the concentration of the etchant, you are going to have, that's going to have an impact on the time, all right, on the time that it is required to properly etch the surface. So for example, if we're using an etchant that has a concentration between 4 and 5%, you're going to need to etch probably around 4 minutes. But if you have a 9% or 10% etch, you're going to etch for about 1 minute, 60 seconds. And that's enough. That is the biggest difference between feldspathic porcelain and lithium disilicate, because it is the etchant, the percentage of the etchant, the concentration of the etchant that is going to have an impact on the time. So when you have 4 to 5% hydrofluoric acid etch, you need to etch for about 4 minutes. If you have a 9 or 10% hydrofluoric acid etch, you have to etch for about 1 minute. Big difference. What do you do after you etch? You rinse that etchant, and then you're going to see a surface that looks chalky, especially if by any chance you over etch the surface. And sometimes, not even over etching the surface, you will achieve this chalky surface. You will see it. You have to remove that chalky surface. And there are several ways of doing this. One way of doing this is by putting the restoration in an ultrasonic bath. And another way of doing it, which I find it more simple, is to use phosphoric acid. So you're going to apply phosphoric acid between 20 to 30 seconds, scrub it in, and what that's going to do is that phosphoric acid is going to make that precipitation, that chalky surface is going to make it hydrosoluble. All right? It's going to make it hydrosoluble, and you're going to be able to rinse it away. So, simple. You etch with your hydrofluoric acid etch. Depending on the concentration, you're going to etch different time. All right? And then you're going to rinse away the etch, and then you're going to clean the surface of the feldspathic porcelain with phosphoric acid.
Drink the beer.
I heard somebody said drink the beer. Chase, was that you?
No.
Okay. So, use phosphoric acid to clean the surface, and now we're ready to apply silane. Now, silane, it's an interesting primer. It's a double functional primer, and through one end it will bond to the methacrylate, and with the other end, okay, because it's a double function, it will bond to the silica-based surface, okay? So silane is going to be your adhesive. The way you achieve chemical bond to the feldspathic porcelain is by applying silane, okay? You apply your silane, but you don't need to apply many layers. Actually, when you apply silane, the surface of the feldspathic porcelain does not look glossy. It doesn't look like when you apply a regular adhesive on the tooth. It doesn't look shiny. It actually looks very matte, okay? Matte, opaque. So you apply your silane. You don't need to apply several layers, just one layer. Okay, you dip your micro brush or your bristle brush on a mixing well, your applicator, and you cover the surface only once. The surface, when you hydrofluoric acid etch it, becomes hydrophilic. It's willing to absorb anything that you put on top of it. It likes water. It likes whatever you put on top of it. When you apply your silane, the silane will just cover the surface extremely quick, and it's going to cover it very, very well. No need to apply multiple layers. One layer will do the trick. So that is how you achieve predictable bonding to feldspathic porcelain. Now let's talk about Emax, but before that, Chase, I'm going to drink. Chase is going to be a father soon. Could happen right now, could happen tomorrow. It should have happened yesterday. And he's just waiting for that call to run to the hospital and take care of his newborn child. Right, Chase? You're going to be a good dad?
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, now let's think about lithium disilicate. Lithium disilicate is an etchable ceramic, so you have to use hydrofluoric acid etch. Lithium disilicate, Emax. According to Emax instructions for use, Ivoclar, they are the ones who make Emax. You should not sandblast Emax. It's not indicated, okay? So you're going to use hydrofluoric acid etch. Now, the instructions establish that you have to use a 4 to 5% hydrofluoric acid etch for 20 seconds, okay? 20 seconds. That is the indication. So when you're going to etch Emax, you're going to etch it faster. And that's an interesting feature that the product has. You're going to etch it faster. Now, let's say you have a 9% hydrofluoric acid etch. And I get that question all the time. In the case of BISCO, they have two etchants. They have a lower concentration etch and a high concentration etch. All right, 4% and 9.5%. Now, what is the difference with Emax? Well, you're always going to etch 20 seconds. We've done the testing in-house, and we know that there are no issues in the structure of Emax. Nothing happens to it. Ivoclar recommends 5%. That's fine. But if you happen to have 9.5%, you can just etch it for 20 seconds, rinse it away, and you're good to go. In some cases, I have seen that kind of chalky surface on Emax. Not every single time, but in some cases, I have seen it. So in order to be safe, I would highly recommend to use phosphoric acid in order to remove that chalky surface, all right? Make it hydrosoluble, rinse it away, and then you apply your silane. Same concept, which is one layer covering the whole surface, and we're good to go. Are we getting any questions, Mark?
Nope.
How many people are connected?
14.
14 people. Not a whole lot, but I'm sure they're going to be watching it later on. Besides, I am drinking beer. It's just a wonderful day here in Chicago. How about we ask the people to write something, you know? Ask a question. Those 14 souls that are watching us, spending their afternoon watching this video, they should be writing something. Write a question. Right, you know, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, if you want something to be clarified, just write it now, or you can write it later on, okay? And then I will answer those questions. Now, oddly enough, Chase got this gimbal in order to do this video in a professional way, and apparently he doesn't know how to use the gimbal, and the camera was falling apart. What?
I think it broke.
The gimbal broke?
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for it? Whose gimbal is it?
Yours.
It's my gimbal, and now you broke it.
Hey, I didn't do it.
I find that very upsetting. Okay, very well. Chase does not know how to handle a gimbal, ladies and gentlemen. He does know how to get a woman pregnant, but he doesn't know how to handle a gimbal. That is unbelievable.
It's not DJI, so.
It's not DJI. Okay, we're not sponsored by DJI. We're not sponsored by anybody but BISCO Incorporated, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, the procedure to bond to an etchable ceramic is the same for both feldspathic and for lithium disilicate, all right? The procedure is actually the same. You have to etch with hydrofluoric acid, you clean with phosphoric acid, and then after that, you apply your silane. The only difference is that when you use feldspathic porcelain, when you're going to bond to feldspathic porcelain,
think about preheating the acid.
Preheating what?
The acid.
Who asked that question?
It cut away before.
It cut away. So what do I think about preheating the acid? How in the world are you going to heat it? You're going to put it in the microwave? Yes. We're still waiting. Okay. We keep going. Yeah. How the hell are you going to heat it? You're going to put it in the microwave? You're going to put it in one of these composite warmers? What do you want to achieve by heating the acid? It doesn't make any sense. I don't think that is necessary. That is